Hello and welcome, creatives. You guys got a little bit of a different view today because of the style design that we're going to attempt to make. I have never done this before. So I was kind of playing in the design studio and I was like, a lot of you ask because sometimes supplies could be limited, like, can we do that style wreath on a Dollar Tree wreath frame? So I wanted to take the tulip wreath to a whole new level and see if we could pull off a tulip wreath on a heart-shaped Dollar Tree frame. So when I was playing with the concept, it looks like it might work. So there's a lot of stuff that we need to figure out. So we're going to be figuring it out as we go. And I'm plugging everything in because quite honestly, I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to go live. We are having one heck of a winter storm today. We're under a blizzard watch, so we'll see how it goes. So, hi Carrie. She says, I haven't seen you in a while. Happy to be here. Let me see if I can get on the main page again. Here we go. Trying to get everything all pulled up. So, if this is your first time joining, welcome. I'd love to know where you guys are from. And how'd you find me? Did it just suddenly pop up? Were you browsing on Facebook? How'd you find me? Because most of the people find me based on, and I want to make sure that the camera view is good. It just looks weird in my Mevo app. The picture quality is like weird. So let me go ahead and get everything done. So this is a totally new design. To be totally honest, I'm praying it works, and I think it will, but we're going to give it a shot and see if that works. Hang on just a second. Okay, let me go ahead and pin everything. Come on, pinner. Pin it. There we go. Okay, so the website's pinned down below. So we're going to use the Dollar Tree of... I don't even know what size this is. Let me look. It looks like it's 13 inches tall. Ours is going to be a little bit bigger because we're going to fill it with pastel colored tulips. This would be absolutely adorable, like I said, for Valentine. So 13 wide, 13 tall, believe it or not. So what you're going to need is the Dollar Tree heart frame. And then if you guys are familiar, you're going to use the Michael's tulips in whatever color you want. I'm doing this two-tone pink with the creamy ivory. So those are the colors we're going to be mixing together on this heart frame. You're going to need 6-inch zip ties. It takes a lot of prep work. But once the prep work's all done, it looks like it may all go together. So let me grab some zip ties. And we're going to be set. So what you're going to do is you're going to start to put these in bunches of 3. Jean says we're having a bigger winter storm here in Wisconsin. Wow. Hi Veronica, welcome. Hi Steve. Subway sounds good. He's like, I'm going to stop and get Subway on the way home. So he's getting home early because of the winter storm. Karen, hello. Utona, hi. Sue, welcome. Hi, Arvina and Carrie. And Elizabeth just joined. So, super excited to see how this goes together. I love the way it looks. It's just, I want to keep the integrity of a heart. So I don't want it to look like just a round thing with a bunch of tulips thrown on it. I kind of want to see if we can keep the integrity of the shape and do it all in tulips. I've done an awareness ribbon for breast cancer, and that turned out beautiful. So I was like, I wonder. You guys know that I never really try to do something until I have it all worked out. So sadly, we're going to be working this one out together. So Elizabeth's Flagstaff. My daughter loves Flagstaff. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking bundles of tulips, and you're just going to go ahead and push all the greenery up to the top. And I'm always, sometimes the ones that are kind of like weird off to the side, those actually will benefit you in some way, and you'll see here in a moment. We're taking 2 pink bundles. Sometimes they have 2 buds, sometimes they have 3. It doesn't matter. And then I'm taking 1 complete bundle of the white. Okay, and then we're going to put them together. So I always put the white in the middle. So let's see how this is going to go. Sometimes it's nice if you can mix them in. Sometimes you can't. We're going to see how that goes. And then we're going to place this one right on top. I try to keep the bottoms even so that our tulips, even though some of them are a little bit longer than the other, just for the sake of placing them on the frame, it's easier to keep them all the same length. So zip tie here right under the base of where all the leaves are. We're going to snip that off. And the first thing we want to do is we want to define the point. And so what I found is if you could get the sprays to go this way and all meet at the bottom, this is where the challenge is. Because what I did is I built it from here, kind of formed it out here, kind of went it around, and then I was like, uh-oh, how do I fix that? So we're going to figure that out. And you guys know I'm all about quality, so it's got to look good. So I am going to attempt to get these longer ones right here because I really want the longer tulip points. Trying to get some of my greenery facing in the right direction. Like I want a tulip point to be right at the base. So this is going to get affixed. Everything is getting affixed to the center rail. So this is going to go right here. So zip tie that on there. Listen to that rain. It's like mad rain. That's what I was like, man, it's like storming outside. So right here on this frame, and I completely missed the frame. Okay, move that one off. We're gonna go ahead and get that zip tied right in here, right over the top, so that it's actually on the frame this time. And I want to go above where I placed my zip tie so that it won't pull through. So this one's going to be squirrely until you get all the other ones to go any lower than about midway. But you don't want to make them too short that they come out of your zip tie. So like this, I've got my defined point right here. So that is my starting point. Everything else at that point becomes easy until you get to this section here. So the great thing is I have all these like pretty much pre-built. So we're just going to come in and we're going to start layering them on the top, but we don't want to interrupt that point in the front. Otherwise what it becomes is you lose that defined tip, because this now needs to meet that corner. So we don't want to push it too far out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to go right in here, zip tie right over my center piece. Ooh. Nice and tight. Okay. And we're keeping this one to the side. Because then what I like to do is I like to get the other piece going on the other end. Like right in here. And I want them to kind of mix a little bit. But I still need that defined point. So always, if you stay true to your middle line, you generally won't have any issues. So again, adding a zip tie right over the center. Go ahead and remove as much of that as you can. Okay, now here is our defined point. So we've got a culmination coming down into this. It's like right where the white and this magenta color are. So all going that way. You'll see it a little bit more when we add the additional pieces. So now I'm just going to grab one of my smaller ones. So everything is all put together in bundles, and I push them pretty far forward because you don't really want to have to come back in. If you've ever done the foam, floral foams, you know, the little styrofoam forms, usually we put them on the top and then we go through and do sides. It's kind of the same concept. So push them forward so they fill all the gaps. Make sure your zip tie, it keeps wanting to slide down. Sometimes if I just wrench it on there and then move these, it works. Okay? So that's going in that direction. This one's feeling a little way too long, but we will try. Again, right on that center, over the zip tie. That way it won't pull out from its zip tied piece. But you really want this on there nice and tight. And we can because it's a singular frame here. Okay. You can see it goes along pretty smoothly. And sometimes you can grab your stems from before and just kind of keep tucking them in. So you're kind of like almost chaining it. And that helps give you some stability as well. Okay. So you kind of see where we're going here? Going in this general direction. Okay, come in with our next bundle, and you can just move these like we did before. Just kind of push the side pieces in, or push the sides in your bundle. Like push your tulips to the side a bit. Mad storming. I felt sorry for our deer today. He came to visit, and I felt so bad that they, you know, it took sympathy. They were like, hey, can we get something to eat today? It's kind of cold out here. A little bit of rain. This one I'm keeping, because I think that one's going to be our center. So you can keep your greenery, or you can take your greenery off. It's entirely up to you. And because these are wired stems, as you start to go around and you're trying to keep on that center rail, just bend your stems so they go around with you. I'm going to try to push that one up in there. So see, like right here, my stem wants to go straight. Just bend it so it falls in line with your frame. And I'm going to try to gather the ones up from before that and try to pull those in. So far, so good. You'll see what I mean when we get to the center. You're like, okay, this is going to be interesting. How's she going to do this? So once you start going to the outside, your bundles are going to start to go a little bit, they're going to kind of fan outward. So we're going to have to come in and do a little bit of filler, but not a lot. You'll see. Just a little bit. And let's see where this one came off. Right here. And we're going to tag that with a little bit of glue to make sure. I find that sometimes once they come off, you don't have to glue them on, but it just seems like once they come off, they're inclined to come off more than once. Okay, so right there, you decide, take your time, make it full, You know, don't skimp. You'll have plenty, and I won't know how many bundles we'll need until we finish. So I know that's going to be the question you're going to ask next, is how many bundles of tulips am I going to need? I don't know. We'll figure that one out. We'll count them all, because all we have to do is count the bundles. So see how when we overlap here, it's now starting to kind of fill out around the corner, which is okay. And I think one of my tulips just popped off. You can use needle nose pliers if you'd like, just to make sure that I'm looking for the stem that one came off of. Why am I not finding it? I literally am not finding that one. Okay, we will find it later, I am sure. Veronica, great question. Since I've had these for 2 years, the ones from 2 years ago I think had 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, they had 8. There are 8 stems in each of those bunches. And here we've got this one. I'm going to go ahead and secure this in place. So I don't know, because I haven't seen Michael's tulips out yet. They should be coming out anytime. So I don't know, like everything, are they going to cost more and come with less stems? We won't know till we get them out. But rather than, like when I order my tulips from Michael's, I place the online order because shipping is free, and I don't have to worry about somebody sandwiching them in their display. You get them right off of Michael's website. So again, tucking that in. We're going around the bigger bunch. Sometimes it's just so hard getting that zip tie started around the bundle. You know, getting that in. But once you have it, you're good. So far so good, right? Look how good that looks on a Dollar Tree frame. And for the most part, we're pretty much covered all along the outside. We can come back in and add other bundles here, but even on the inside, we're pretty good on coverage, except for in here. But that's to be expected because we have wider on the outside, narrower on the inside. So we will figure this out together, how we can manage through that. So I'm always like tucking my little tulips under. Okay, next bundle. Just work them in. And I'm really making sure that I am using a lot as we go around the outside, because that section is wider than the inner section. Don't worry about the inners. Just deal with the outside part for now. Just like when we're doing the foam forms, take these out because I'm trying to make sure I don't pick up zip ties that have already been, like the ends. Let's see. Oh, the ones you're placing? I'm putting, it depends. So each head sometimes has 3, sometimes they only have 2. So I'm putting in 1 white, so 1 stem of white and 2 stems of pink. So like this one has, there's 3, 3, and 3. So 1 stem of white, 2 stems of the pink coming around the outside now. I like this, and I'm praying that we can find a way to make this work, because I did it on the awareness frame and it turned out gorgeous. You just have to figure out how to orient your florals, however you do that. So I'm going to put one more bundle in here. So right here, that one's a little weird looking. I'll grab this one. That one's nice. So I am putting this right to the center, right where that it comes to a point. And that's where I'm going to stop, and then we'll build the other side. Because we need to figure out what can we do to keep the integrity of how we built it going and not just slap a bunch of florals right here in the front. You know what I'm saying? And we want to make sure that we're keeping the opening open so that you can tell it's a heart frame. So now we're going to the other side. So now we're going to start building here. Same thing. I'm securing each bundle right to just the center bar. Oops, trying to get that in. Just like that. And you can slide them any which way you want once you have those on the rail. So just move things around to keep your shape going. That's still my top. Okay. Right in here. See how I have this bundle here? I'll just zip tie this bundle to this bundle to give them a really good strong foundation. Nice and tight as I can get it. These are what I'm talking about. I pick these up. If I don't throw them away, I pick them back up to reuse them, and I don't realize that that's exactly what I've done. So sometimes just move some of your tulips around if you need to get those longer ones, because I always find there's a couple long ones. Just move them into your bunch. Okay, sometimes you can just do it like this. There we go. Like this, really long tulip. Just filter it into the big bunch. Again, just kind of, you can play with it and see how they lay. If that doesn't lay right, try a different bunch. Not liking that one. Let's try this one. There we go. Sometimes you just, maybe you need less tulip heads. And that's why I use ones that have 2. I use ones that have 3. And I'm trying to keep all the stems on the top. Okay. Now we've got that one going. Right there. No. So great question, Liz. She says, did you use floral wire to bunch all your tulips? What in the heck? Right there. There we go. No, I use zip ties. The tulips I ordered from Michael's, and I wait for Michael's to put them on sale at 50% off, because they're normally $4 a bunch. But if you wait for the 50% off, then they're only $1.99 a bunch. And that just makes everything so much nicer. Okay, so just, you know, play around with how it lays. Did I answer Liz's question, you guys? Zip ties. So I'll show you again how we made the bundles. So, okay. Bringing them all in. So how did I make the bundles? Let me show you. So I look for the ones that have the prettiest heads. And like when I order them from Michael's, sometimes there'll be extra heads in the box, like just because they fall off. So I keep them all because there will always be one that just does not look very pretty. I'm going to take this off. So we need 2 pinks. So each bunch has 8 stems, or did. So I push the greenery all the way up to the top and leave a pretty good stem. So 2 pink to 1 white. It never fails. I have discovered this on almost every bunch that I had. The ones that have the sticker on them, the pricing sticker, for some reason just seem 2 pink, match up the bottoms together. There will always be a long one. There will always be a short one. So sometimes you have to push the short ones back and place your other ones over the top. And then I just get a 6-inch zip tie to keep the bundles intact. And just zip tie those nice and snug. Snip off the end, and then you have a bundle. And then that bundle is what I'm placing right here on that wreath. So I'm kind of just playing with placement right there to get it to go around the corner. Because remember I said the corners are going to be tough, but you can do it. I still honestly have no idea how I'm going to do the middle. I was like, I came up with like a couple different things, and I'm like, it has to just work. And then you start to run out of how much usable space do you technically have in the center. You know, you really, it gets hard to get in here in that last section. But I guess that does in everything that we're doing. Whether we're doing deco mesh, putting the last one in is always a challenge. So we've got to get this one to come to the point. So that's what I'm working on now. So I've got my one. Let's see, I've got a couple of twos. Here's the other ones. There's that one and this one. So we'll go one with that. Place that on the outside. Zip tie that in. I think this may or may not be the last one before we have to deal with that little negative space. Because I'm like, logically it should be like here, but then we'll see. We'll figure it out. I'm just trying to solve one problem at a time. The first was, oh my God, can I actually do this? So that this creates a different option. So if you cannot find the straw forms or the foam forms, could you use, because that's always the question I get, could you do this on the Dollar Tree cross form? Could you do that on the Dollar Tree heart form? I'm like, I don't know, haven't tried it yet, so I don't know. So see what I'm saying? If we come down here like this, because I want to make sure that we have that V point going in the center. So I'm like, if we come here with that, I mean, we can tack it maybe to the bottom rail. I try to tuck some of those in like that. And then maybe another bunch there. We'll try it. I think it's only like 2 more bundles. So one there and then one here. Let's try it. Because this was, I hadn't figured out how I was going to master this yet. So let's see if we can do it. Oops. Here's our space challenge issue. I'm going to use my needle nose to try to get that in. Because we've got to define our V. Just like that. Because I don't want to lose the shape. Like, and I want to still kind of have these kind of come in, but kind of come down. So originally what I had done was I'd taken the inside ones, because I have to fill this space here, was bring the inside ones in, which is what I think I'm going to do to define that point. Like right there is going to attach to this bar, the crossbar that comes down. Like on here, you can see it. So I'm going to attach it down here and try to get this, not to completely like lose our center. I'll try to bring it up so that we have like a little point going down. Let's see if we can do this. So far it looks really super cute, right? You would never think that that's a Dollar Tree wreath frame. Okay. So I'm just playing with placement right now, looking at, you know, how does that sit in there? How does that lay? Like, because I want it to not lose our shape. And then, Lord, how are we going to get that in there? Where is my crossbar? Right where you have your finger, cat. So, let me get my zip tie around that. We'll bring our form back. Let's get that zip tied, and then we can kind of play with it on the zip tie portion. And I just saw one of my tulip heads popped off, but that's okay. Okay, so I don't want it to go too far down. So I think what I might do is I might zip tie, like I want this one to kind of hang down in the center. These will kind of mush together. Let's see. Maybe we'll flip it over and look. So I want these ones to kind of come down a little bit more to the front and stay there. See how they want to pop off? So we're going to make sure these ones don't pop off. So they'll stay right on there. I guess we could technically glue them, but I'm still not a glue person. Let me see. I like the way that looks. I like the way that hangs down. I always want customers to be mystified in, hey, how in the heck did she do that? And I just glued it to my finger. I always want them to wonder how I got that to work. And you can see how pretty it looks on the back. It looks really nice. Binding wire. You could use floral wire too, but I'm going to use some binding wire because it's a little softer to play with. So I'm going to use my binding wire up here, taking it to the center, and I'm just going to twist those so they stay right where I want them to stay. We'll remove this and then tuck our binding wire down. Let's see. I like it, although of course we have to remove our zip tie, which is way down there. And we're going to backfill in here, which should backfill this section. So let's do that right now. We are looking for a decent section. There's one. This one's pretty, except for the one hanging down. But let's see if we can make that one work for us. So 1, 2. Sometimes you can just push it up to the top. Do I like those? These ones are looking a little weird. some of them just like, you don't get them all looking really amazing. But I'm going to take this one. Sometimes that plastic stem at the bottom just doesn't want to go up. So there's one. Still on my live, but I know you're home. It's okay. So sometimes you don't need a full 3 bundles. Sometimes you just need a 2. Because if you remember us doing it on the forms, we would do 3 in the center and then 2 on the side. So I'm looking at 2s right here. So I'm still going to do the same bundle, because when we did them on the foam piece, we did floral pins. Well, we can't do floral pins on this because there's nothing to insert a floral pin in. So the only reason I zip tie the ends is so the bundles don't come apart. And so when I go in to add like I'm filling in that section right here in the bottom, I don't want, like right here, I think is how I'm going to be able to show you. When I'm doing this section here, because I have to fill it, I don't want it so full, because then it takes away from the space in the center. And so you still want the space in the center still to be there. So I'm just feeding that in. Here's my bottom. There goes another tulip head. It's just going to be the nature of the beast. But I have that one right here, so we're okay. Snip that off. And then we're going to take this one down. Right there. We're still filling in. So I'm going to go ahead and take these, like 1 pink and 1 white now. 1 pink, 1 white. Marry them together. Zip tie them together. Nice and tight. Lordy, trying to cut my stems so they're a little bit shorter. I'm going to take this one in, because this is how they're going. Tucking it in. See, I'm trying to bring my bundle up to fill my gap. So I'm trying to get this one in close to the center, like so. It's going to need to be on the other side, but I also don't want to lose the integrity. So let me flip it and look. Okay, there's our center. We're still trying to keep that nice and tight. I'm like, here's the one that I just hand put in there. So I'm trying to get that to kind of go right into the corner, right there. And then we still have our form. So another zip tie, get it to your center bar if you can. Oops, just going a little too long. I dropped it again. So the only reason I'm working from the back is because I can't really get my hands in to the inside. Okay, there's that one. Let's look and see what we've done. Again, just push your florals where you need them to be. And I've got one little section right in here, which is probably just going to be a singular section. So we still need something in this gap a bit. But let's see what ends up happening if we kind of move them together. What do you guys think so far, though? Do you think it looks like a heart shape frame? I know right now it's a little hard to tell because we're still getting things sorted. So I'm like looking right in this little section right here because I can see the frame. So this is where I'm thinking that needs to go, right there. So I'm going to go right under my center. I'm going to bend that around where I need it to be. Zip tie that in place. Remove that. We can remove these ones too, they're a little long. It's slowly getting there. So we're filling up the gap, and I'm trying to keep our florals going in the same general direction. It's a little hard because we have these ones coming down, these ones coming down, and then we've got this. So we're kind of like trying to create a spray that goes along one direction. Still playing with some of these that I'm just not real thrilled with. Here's a really good bunch. So what do you guys think? I'll tell you when I'm done, Cindy, because this is the first time I've done it. Do you have to put a dab of glue on them? Oh yeah, sometimes you have to put a dab of glue on those tulips. Yeah. But you know, who's got time to go through and put dabs of glue on every single bunch just to make your wreath? Sometimes you just got to get in and fluff your flowers. Here's another one. If you don't want to put greenery in there, you don't have to put the greenery in, like I said before. I've finished this section, so now I'm working on this one. Lord, ain't nobody got time for a stem that big. We'll cinch this bundle together, and then we'll look on any last minute adaptations we need to do before I put the backing on. So these are all going in this direction. So that's kind of where I'm going. And that really fills that section of the heart-shaped frame really nice. So coming to the back, I can kind of see where that is coming, where it needs to be secured. So this is that one that's on that cross, the cross member. So I'm going to put it right under here, but right over our zip tie, so it cannot be pulled out. There's that one. Little snip snip. Okay, flipping that back over. Here's our center. We're hoping. Okay, we've got this. Here's that long piece. Sometimes you just got to get forceful with some of your tulips and just put them in the way that you want them to go. So I need one more here, and then we're going to add a couple pieces to the center. And then I think, because we're still doing this, I've got one more bundle to put here, and then we're going to fill right there. And then I think we're done. And then I can say, look, we did it on a Dollar Tree frame. So see, like this one, not always do each stem have 3. Some, honestly, just have 2. I'm trying to find one with a 2. Those are all 3s. 3, 3, like this one. See, it's just a two-headed tulip. We'll save that one. And then we'll grab another pink. It's how interesting. I've had all these little bundles sitting over to the side and I've never used them. Okay. Trimming these way down. They're about 1 inch from the bottom. We're filling in that last little hole, and then we're going to fill in that point. I'm hoping what you can do to really define the piece, but I don't like to do it, is add a sign, like a little heart-shaped hanging sign in the center. I'm gonna try not to have to do that. So this needs to come in here, right in that area there. And I'm trying to leave the holes open, so I'm bringing my floral up really tight to the center. So like really tight up here. So again, centerpiece. Can we get a zip tie in? Ugh. I have them in there pretty tight. There we go. Gonna tuck that one down. We just need something to secure it in. And you can wire them in. It's just sometimes zip ties are so much easier. Okay. So I'm going to take the piece, that last section that we put in. I am just going to reorganize some of my tulips so that they're following the shape. Just like that. And we're going to fill this hole somehow. Probably with that bundle right there. The problem is, how do we get it to sit? We may just need it to sit right there. Because then we still have the indent here at the top, and it's a little bit of a heart. So let's look at how we can attach that from the back. So we need to go under and attach that somehow. There's frogs outside. I think they're enjoying that wet weather. Okay. So I'm going to do a little X pattern. So it'll hold it from one side and then the other. So there's one. And then we're going to do it from the other side. So we zigzag there. Now we have to. Oops. I'm trying to get this up without pulling it all the way. Detail work, right? There we go. So we've got it held in on both sides. A little XX. Okay. Now we can bring everything together. Lift everything up. Still trying to create that opening. I really want it to stay. So I'm trying to keep all of our florals, like I don't want it to just look like, let's see, everything's fanning this general direction. We need something to go right here. So I'm like trying to keep my tulips pushed back so that we have our heart shape intact. I guess that's about as good as it's going to get. What do you guys think? I mean, I can tell that it's supposed to be a heart. Did I like, I did, I think about as good as I could do, trying to keep the shape defined as best as you possibly can. But there's our heart-shaped tulip wreath. And now you're probably wondering, how are you going to do the back? Super simple, right? Everything is super simple. So I'm going to flip this over. We want to make sure that everything goes past the frame point. And then Probably I should have showed you this before we put them all in the frame, but let me count these bundles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I know there's one under here. 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17 this way. We didn't add one here. That was interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13. So what did I say? Was someone paying attention? I think it's 17 and 13. So you need 30 little bundles to get it all together in place. I think I might stick another one in there. I don't like the gap. But I'm not sure if I want to put white there. Let me look. Like there's still a gap right there. Let me look. Well, let me see. I think I might actually put a white and a pink in there. So here would be the white. And then I think I'll do a pink there. So there's that one. And a pink one right here. Oh, I hate when I do that. I push them all the way off when I'm trying to push them up. And the only way you can do that is to glue them. So then we have one going here. Yes. And then I don't have to worry about fudging my pieces together. So let me secure these. To the frame. Trying to slide that under. Super tight. And then we should be good. Because I'm like fighting that gaping hole. Okay. Ta-da! All right. There we go. And here's our little center point right there in the center. Okay. So now we're going to cover the back. Flipping it over. Okay. You actually don't need, I like it. It's very pretty. How many bushes to buy? Okay. So knowing that there is, I have to do the math. If somebody wants to calculate this for me, we need that there's a grand total of 30 bundles. Each bundle contains 1 white, so there's 10 total white. And you get 8 in a bush, 8 stems in a bundle, right? Am I doing the math right? No. If there's 1 in each one, that would be 30 white. And then we divide that by 8. 24, 28 times 4 is 32. It's going to be 4 to give you 32 white. And then we need 2 of every one of the, so you need 60, right? Yes. 60 total little bunches, but you get 8 in a stem. 8 goes into 60. 8 times 7 is 56. So 7. So you need 7 pink and 4 white. But if I was you, because that is like, you know, it's giving you 54, so obviously you would want to do not 7 pink, you'd want to go 8, just have a little bit extra. Same thing on the white. I would probably go, honestly, 10 pink and 6 white. That way you have a couple extra. because you'll notice that sometimes not every single head on your bush has decent usable flowers. Sometimes you might find that even though you're buying them in a bundle like this and it looks like they're full, when you go to separate your individual stem, you might only have one, but with like a leaf and those little long grass pieces. And so it's really not giving you the full bundle. So always buy a little bit extra. But let me show you how we're going to finish this off. We are going to add a cord to hang it from. So I think I'm going to go with a silver. There's silver. A silver cord. This looks better than gold. And we will cut off the end. And we will make our hanger right about in here. So what I want to also do is make sure I'm trimming any long pieces that might extend past the frame point, like these, and just trim all those back. Like, we don't want to have any large stems sticking out past that point. So I will take this. I hate it when I cut these because it's going to want to unwind. Let me go ahead and do this. When you work with that braided cord, it always wants to unwind. I should have done it this way. Let me do it this way. Better yet, let me sum up. So we're doing it this way. Although that didn't really work the way I wanted. Let's go ahead and knot these two. Then we can do that. Knot first. Go ahead and put that in. It's like hair ties. I don't want that. I don't want this in there. Okay, what am I doing wrong? There we go. Nope, I keep wanting to grab the end. So the end I want stays in my hand. I know I can do it. I just have to figure it out. It's probably my mind on overload. Because see, that is what I want it to do. But I need that to go down here. Oh, Lordy. Why are we overcomplicating things? Just make it super simple. Because I don't want to see, I'm a really particular person. I don't like to see the cord hanging out. Let's just cut it and just do a regular simple knot. That way it'll make it shorter. Let's just tie it on the old-fashioned way, and then we can pull it. I need the other piece. There we go. Scissors. I feel like I'm doing surgery. Scissors, stitches. And I'm going to secure that glue right here in the center. That's where I'm going to put my knot. And now we're going to go ahead and finish the back. So a couple options you have. This is driving me crazy because you guys know I hate messy workspace. You could you could leave the back like that. It's not unattractive in any way, shape, or form. But if you want to hide all the mechanics of what it is that you created, you can cover it with fabric. You can cover it with ribbon, because you can just wind the ribbon in all the way through. Let me grab pink. Pink, 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 pink. bubblegum pink. You could do it this way, or you could just cover the whole back with felt, whichever way you want. Let's take this, because it's relatively the same shade. You can do magenta, you could do a gingham. It's whatever you want. There we go. I'm just using Sam's Club ribbon. And because we've wrapped everything to the center frame, we can just take everything here and go ahead and wind all of your ribbon all the way through, pushing everything to the outside, cover the whole mechanics to the outside. You could do that. I'm covering mine with felt, but you could do it that way. So the easiest way to measure felt is you would have wanted to do that ahead of time before you use your frame. Since I have another frame available, what you're going to do is grab your felt in whatever color you want. We're going to do this pink. This is from Walmart. We want to make sure you have enough for at least half. So there's enough. Depends on how you finagle it for half. And you will want to know where you're cutting it. Cut the inside center. Cut right here. And then what I do is, so that I know that this is my center, so that I can come in and cut these. Now I could come in and just cut. And then we're going to attach this to the back with a slight overlap, because this is going around the base of our frame. Am I like taking way too much time to do this? I feel like I am. But I'm going to go a little bit longer because I want to overlap, just like I do here. And we're just going to glue this to the back of our frame. But we're going to need 2 pieces. Slight overlap, remember, because we've got to take those 2 pieces and put them together. So here's our overlap. So this is actually going to get glued right to the outside of our frame, all the way down to the bottom. Oops. Just like so. And then we're going to do another one. I had another one, but it's actually a lighter bubblegum pink color. So that's not going to fly. We need to find the same color pink. Let me see if I have another pink. No, we have purple. Like a magenta color. Let's see. I think I have the right color. I think it's this color, because this one matched my original pattern. Okay. So this one matched. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Right here. So I have 1/2 done, and now we're going to do the other half. I just want to make sure, because this is the only other pink color that I have. So we did 1/2. So now we'll do the other half. This one's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to trace exact, but then if you noticed, I've left it a little longer. Again, mark the center, and then we're going to do, again, overlap. So I'm going to leave a little bit longer, and then I'm just going to leave a little bit of an edge on this one. Sometimes people might go, well, actually the ribbon would have been easier. But remember, if you do the ribbon, you have to do it after the fact because you have to be able to attach everything to that center. Okay, we did our overlap, slight overlap on the center. Okay. Going around. Slight overlap because our ends have to meet. Or if you can go to the fabric store and get it all in one sheet, that's great. We're going to flip this over now. Move all this other stuff out of the way. All these little things. Clutter makes me crazy. And I don't even know how I've managed to last this long with all this stuff. Okay. There we go. It's all organized chaos now. All right. So we're going to just overlap our ends here. So obviously this is a little long. We're going to go here. This is why I said you want to make sure that nothing protrudes beyond that part. Pushing those back in. I want to make sure that I'm lining them up so that everything will glue perfectly right in there. Just like so. That's how it's going to get glued in a real world, right? Now you actually have to do it. So I'm going to do the thicker piece first. So I'm just going to go right along the edge of my frame, uppers and lowers. So right here, I'm going to go all the way to the weld in each section. I'm going to tuck that one down right here to the center. And we're going to lay this right over the top, right into that area. Flip this up. Complete it all the way down to the center. Okay, we'll lay that down. Just like that. And now we'll do the last section. Same thing. Up and over. Trying to get all the little pieces of floral out of the way. Here's our overlap. We will glue our overlap. And then we'll pick this up and glue the last part. There's that one. Straight down. Touch the ends. Glue our overlap. attach those together and we are done. So there is our heart-shaped tulip wreath on a Dollar Tree frame using, what did we say? I said it'd be advisable if you got 8 pink stems and then 6 white stems. Your Dollar Tree frame, whatever you want to do to hang it with, some zip ties and your felt backing, or you can use ribbon. But there you guys have it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and look for more, because we're going to take on the challenge of, can you do this on other forms besides what we have seen? So now you know that yes, you can put floral on the Dollar Tree frames. It's just have patience and, you know, try to figure out, hey, you know, what is the best possible way to make that work so that you can keep the integrity of your frame all intact. But perfect for Valentine's Day, not just Valentine's Day, anniversaries, baby showers, weddings, whatever. Mother's Day. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.